YouTube. This is Cover 2 Credits. Today we're going to be running down some trailers. We got Civil War. We got new Batman v Superman. We've got some other stuff, probably.
There was a lot of new material this week for upcoming movies. And so we're going to kind of work through that. And Kevin doesn't see as many trailers when they come out. I watch them when they come out.
You're definitely a trailer fiend.
Yeah, well, because I'm looking forward to movies. So it's like I like to see. We'll get into why that's good and bad. However, first we're going to start with Captain America Civil War. Comes out in May. This will be the third Captain America movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. You did enjoy both the first two.
First one, quite a bit. Second one, I thought was excellent.
Yeah. The spy thriller of the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier has been my favorite Marvel movie so far.
I would agree it's my favorite Marvel movie so far. And I think that may change. I hope that always changes because I hope they continue making better movies. However, right now, we're on the same place with that. So, when you watched this trailer, what did you think? Now that was the first time you'd seen it? We literally just watched the trailer, so I'm asking him, without really explaining anything we've seen, what did you think?
I don't know, it was interesting. It's interesting to see the Avengers team fighting against each other. That's always been... It's one of my least favorite plot sort of things. Mm-hmm. When you turn you turn friends against each other. I don't really like that. Of course, I'm big on the melodrama, so the whole dark, gritty stuff, it doesn't really do it for me a lot. However, jury's still out. Like I said, that's a 2 minutes trailer, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
2:30.
Yeah, 2 minute and 30 second trailer. You don't get a lot of the background and what's going on. However, like I said, I really enjoyed the last Captain America movie since it's sort of more spy-like.
It's the 70s spy thriller. It really is.
Yeah.
Now, I do believe the same guys that did number 2 are doing number 3. Mm-hmm. So people are looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. One thing I'll do is I'll give you a little background into the Civil War comic, and I'll give you a little background into what this is doing. In the comic book, the conflict between the two factions are what the Mutant Registration Act, mm-hmm. which wanted everybody to come out and give their identity. Now, in the comic, Spider-Man was a huge part, kind of the linchpin, mm-hmm. because in the comics there still are a lot of hidden identities where in the Marvel universe, the cinematic universe, everybody knows Tony Stark, everybody knows Steve Rogers. Falcon maybe still, but there's still a lot of things that are known more there than they are in some of the comics. Now, obviously I think Tony Stark was known, but it got to where Peter Parker did not want to give up his identity for fear for his family and everybody else, which makes sense. Mm-hmm. That's where the split became, and there was Cap's side that believed that they did not need to register, and there was Tony's side that believed they did. I believe I have that correct. They split the entire Marvel universe kind of down the middle, and people picked sides, and there were huge fights. And in the comics, I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe at the end of the Civil War run, they killed Captain America. I believe that's correct. Mm. Now, obviously, things can happen in comics. They rewrite things, or somebody else takes over the mantle, whatever. I don't believe that's going to happen in this at all, for many reasons. I think if they're going to kill anybody, it's not going to be Cap, but somebody else could end up being killed. This, though, at one point in time, you see them push a book across the table, and it says the Sokovia Accords. Now, Sokovia is the place in Age of Ultron where they lifted the city and dropped it. So what they did was they're trying to have the government, I think it's a UN thing, oversee when to send the Avengers in. So they write out these accords and they talk about how, like, without the government overseeing things, Ultron was created, and there was almost a cataclysmic event. So that's the Accords they write to kind of start all this. That causes the rift between Tony and Cap, which causes the rift between a lot of other people. Now, we did see a new character. Did you recognize who that was? The guy in the black suit. No.
No.
Black Panther.
I knew they were putting him in, but I didn't put two and two together.
They did recognize that. You'd see Bucky right off the bat. In fact, do you remember the end credit scene from Ant-Man?
Mm-hmm.
That's where this trailer starts, with his arm in the vice. And yeah, so, we know, obviously we know Black Panther's in the trailer. We see him in it. We also know Spider-Man's in this movie. Now, we don't know how big a part he is, and the way the whole Sony Marvel thing went down to get him in the movie, I can almost bet he has nowhere near as much of an important part as he did in the comics. However, we don't really know. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with him.
Mm-hmm.
They have the young kid playing him, so he's supposed to be like a 16-year-old, so he's supposed to be the teenager, which I kind of like. You saw Thunderbolt Ross, the white-haired guy walking through in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a character that I can't think the actor's name, same character played in the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk. Was the same character, Thunderbolt Ross. Thunderbolt Ross is a character that eventually becomes a different character, if that makes sense. Thunderbolt Ross as the General is a character in the Marvel Universe. Eventually, he becomes a different character in the Marvel Universe. I'm not going to really get into that because I don't know if that could be considered a spoiler, if that's a possibility. Personally, I hope that they take that trip. If you know what I'm talking about, that'd be very interesting. We know Mark Ruffalo supposedly is not in this movie, so there will not be a Hulk. I don't believe Thor is in this movie, so I don't think that he's around. That they explained that so far with Thor went back to Asgard and Hulk did his disappearing act there at the end of Age of Ultron, so we don't know where Hulk is really. So the teams are split up, and it's like, well, think of the group you've got. They said Ant-Man is back, so he's in this. Mm-hmm. So it's Tony. I don't know the split. I can't. Well, I've known it, but I can't tell you right off the bat. But you got Scarlet Witch, Vision, War Machine, Cap, Bucky. Black Panther supposedly is kind of neutral. Ant-Man, and I'm definitely Hawkeye, Black Widow, and I'm definitely probably missing some. But so you've got that core group, and then they split in the middle, and I'm thinking this is the time where they got to kind of play their cards on the whole, can we kill somebody in this universe?
They're going to need to start killing some people.
And I think it's too easy to think, you see the scene where Tony's holding Don Cheadle, his War Machine, and he's got the mask ripped off of his suit and all. And I'm like, that seems too easy to show that and think, well, he's dead. I don't think that's the case. I think somebody else is going to die.
Well, that would definitely be
To me, that's Marvel designs their trailers fairly well. I'll get into a whole nother thing in our next video where Warner Brothers did not design their trailer well. But I think it would be I can't think of the term, kind of the bait and switch if they're going to show...
Red herring.
There you go, the red herring. If they're going to show him down on the ground and Tony's like, he's sad, he's dead, whatever. It's too easy. I don't think that's going to happen. It could. I mean, Rhodey Rhodes could die. But it seems too
easy.
Too easy. And I think, though, before they get into Infinity Wars, which is the next Avengers movie, I somebody kind of has to die to show that they'll do it, because I think it'd be naive to think that they're going to get into that and then Thanos won't kill someone. I think personally, I'd be very disappointed if they fought Thanos, they fought the Mad Titan, and then someone didn't die, or multiple people didn't die. Mm-hmm. And I think, as bad as it sounds, you're going to have some of these people that don't want to renew contracts, and they're going to do things to where they're going to have to write them out. Because, as bad as it sounds, I don't think they're going to recast Tony Stark if Robert Downey Jr. wants out.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
no way he would do that. He is that character.
Now, we talked about one thing that they could do, and some things I've seen online, they talk about, well, if that were to ever come, maybe what they would do would be cut Downey's pay and make it to where he doesn't get in the suit anymore, and they don't have to worry about the CG stuff. Or he's only there to be in the suit, and Tony's not in the limelight anymore. To where maybe they could do something with that if pay is an issue with him. They talked about maybe they have him play Stark, but not play Iron Man. And I could see that, like, maybe. But I don't know. What do you think? Do you think everybody will survive this?
This movie?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I agree that they have to start killing people. I mean, like you said, these guys have been locked up in huge long contracts worth tons and tons and tons and tons of money, and don't think that the actors are really that interested in it anymore.
Some are.
Some are. They've made their money and they like the characters, but some, I feel like they want out.
I mean, I don't see any of the new guys going. I don't see Anthony Mackie as Falcon going anywhere. I don't see Bucky Barnes.
No, I mean that's what
it's the core.
If you've been watching the sort of behind the scenes stuff, not the main plots of the movies, but the sort of stuff going on behind, you can tell that Marvel likes the Avengers.
Oh yeah.
Disney likes the Avengers.
Well,
they're making buckets and buckets and buckets of money. However, both of them know that things cannot continue as they are. And I think at some point you're going to see the main guys sort of shuffled off.
The changing of the guard.
And
they talk about...
They're going to kill people.
Realistically.
They're going to retire people. And the Avengers 3 sounds like an excellent time for them to sort of burn their bridges and move in the new guys more.
Infinity Wars is when that's going to happen. 1 and 2. I think you may lose somebody in 1, and 2 will be the end of maybe Thanos, maybe, however that goes, and maybe lose more. But this movie, to me, looks very good. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Black Panther and Spider-Man. We haven't seen him yet, but it's going to be definitely interesting to watch. I'd recommend checking out this trailer. It's pretty good. It's got some good action stuff. They do a thing where unless you're paying very close attention, there's a lot of bait and switch on here. You see the police racing up the building to get Bucky, but then you see Cap and Bucky fighting, but Cap's in a suit. And when they're talking, Cap's not in a suit. So it's like Cap's in street clothes, yet when they're fighting the police, he's not. Like, that's not the same scene. So you look like, this isn't the same. They tie these things in together, unless you're very careful. It looks like, somebody's like, oh, so then they're fighting to get out. Okay. No, not the case. However, it will be interesting to see what they do with a couple characters they also introduced. It was in the last Cap where they introduced Claw, because they were trying to get more of the vibranium. Remember, they were trying to get the metal for Ultron, and they introduced the Claw, who was I can't think of his name. I can picture him. CGI guy. Circus. He played the character. So I'm wondering, Ulysses S. Claus, I'm wondering, he's kind of the baddie in the Black Panther universe. So I'm wondering if they'll have him play it all into this stuff. So we will see. So far, though, are you more interested, less interested, neutral with that after seeing the trailer?
Neutral. Like I said, it looks good, but Marvel will set themselves a fairly high standard with their stuff lately.
They really have.
Like I said, I'm more interested to see how they're going to shuffle people out and shuffle new people in.
I think
the wheels are going to fall off their wagon when they try their switch.
I'll disagree with that only because, like you said, they make buckets of money. So you still have a large fan base that as bad as it sounds, don't want anybody to leave. They don't want that to come up. So, as long as they keep making them, they'll keep going. And truthfully, you and I'd probably be the same. I mean, we may not like what's going on, but we'd probably still go see it. We wouldn't watch Fantastic Four. But
Movies are disappointing.
I know, yeah, well, some of the time. Let us know what you think of this trailer, if you're interested in seeing this movie or not. Let us know if there's something you don't like, the way somebody looks, the way somebody is in the goes in the trailer. But you know, we're gearing up for a lot of movies in the next 6 months. That a lot of comic book movies. I mean, realistically, they start next week. Star Wars. This could get very interesting. But until next time.
I'm excited for Star Wars. Finally.
Great.
Thank you for staying till after the credits.